Hi, it's your girl Sparky D, and I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn. Never ran, never will. Come on, audience. Ooh, Brownsville. Wow, well, I had a white mother and a black father, and I lived on the 14th floor in the projects, Van Dyke projects. And you talk about Brownsville. Literally, when I say never ran, never will, that's what it was. I had a white mother, a black father, so my mother was white. There was another white family there, the Browns family, Sunshine, Mighty Whitey, my god sisters, Teresa, Marianne, and just a couple more white people, that was literally in the Van Dyke projects. And nothing but love, running up and down the stairs, 14 floors, lights go out, there was gangs, tomahawks, unknown riders. But you also had Belmont Avenue, where you had fresh food, fresh marketing, fresh fruit, fresh fish, live chickens. I mean, just being in the mix of it, call me an Oreo, but just being in the mix of it, going on an avenue, Sutter Avenue, you had the numbers, the number hole, you know what I'm saying? The drug dealing, the corner stores, the bodegas on every corner. It was just family, it was love. But Brownsville, it's not a place to reckon with. That's even on the internet. Brownsville is a place that you may make it in or you won't make it out. Yes, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to go to Honolulu University, not knowing if they, took up doctoring or, MD or anything. But I always wanted to be a doctor. And what got me was, in high school, was the math. To this day, you can give me a division problem and say, hey, I'll give you this $1 million. Right here. And I may get the $1 million, but most likely I may not. I knew my timetables. So funny. Ironically, I knew algebra, but I just couldn't do division. I couldn't break down the long division. So that's what it was. I wanted to be a doctor. Yeah, my parents had collections of all type of genres, all types of music. But again, growing up in Brownsville, that was the hood. It was the Motown, Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson, the Silvers, growing up there, and Mr. Big Stuff and a whole lot of different stuff. Lovers and Message, Wild Cherry. What was that group? The White Boys. What were their name? They had a cherry on their album cover. We all loved that record, but I listened to all kind of music. And that's it. I was a dancer, so I loved music all my life. Never knew I was going to grow up to be a rapper, a legend. Didn't have a clue. I was a dancer. I wasn't rapping, I was a dancer. Yes, actually, in the community, we had many different dancers. We had talent shows. And in Brownsville, there's a place called The Hole. And back then, that's where McDonald's used to give us McDonald's. It was hills. We would ride our bikes. It was wooden parks, a tent. But in The Hole, they would play basketball, different projects against one another. And we would dance and we would have competitions. Different blocks would have competitions. The 6 Silver Diamonds was bad. They would consist of, I think, 9 girls, if I'm not mistaken. It was Sheila from Van Dyke Projects, Pam, Brenda, Michelle, it was many of them, and they were the baddest in Brownsville. Then you had the Black Uniques, which was us, and so many different groups. And even Bobby Simmons, who has the FPR Live.TV show now, he used to dress up as Michael Jackson. He was bad. So, music was our life. That was our entertainment. Until I heard King Tut. Yeah, that was rap. When I heard that song. Actually, I was upstairs. I lived on the 14th floor. And my brother, William Can, we called him Will, great barbershop in Brownsville. What's up, Will? He said, Sparky, yo, you got to come downstairs. You got to hear this record. And I'm like, okay, I'll hear it. And he put on King Tut, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, yo, what kind of music is this? And after King Tut, it was some other ones, if I really can't remember, but Sugar Hill. I guess that was the one for all of us that really broke, like Humpty Dumpty. That was the egg that broke. You know what I mean? Sugar Hill for me. When I heard rappers delight, it was over. And then, the DJs will be outside, DJs saying little rhymes, and they'll just have fun, and they'll connect their setup into the lamppost, and that's how they got electric. So, and then I was kind of too young, but Brownsville's on the map again. His name is DJ Scooter Love, and he's known around the world, and he's just doing it big here now, all over New York City. Flowers, the Disco Twins, DJ Scooter Love, the Soul Experience from Langston Hughes. Yes, we used to follow them. I used to hang out with them. 19 dudes, they all up my house, got the equipment, the turntables, the 1200s. And, it was 18 of them and it was 18 girls. And that's actually how I got my nickname, Sparky D. Because the gentleman, Sparky D from Langston Hughes, from the Soul Experience, that was his name. And my girlfriend said, we should get all their names. And they named me Sparky D because my eyes are green, Sparky, and my first name is Doreen. So that's the D. And that's how I got Sparky D from a DJ. The cassette tapes, and I went to middle school in Queens. My mom bussed us out on the school bus. She didn't want us to go to the schools in Brooklyn. And that was her thing. It wasn't my thing. I missed a lot, my friends, but I'm glad she did it. And the cassette tapes, it was cassette tapes all over, up from the Bronx, Manhattan, Kool DJ Red Alert, African Bambaataa, Jazzy, Jay, all of them. Hollywood, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all, take it back. Rewind the tape. Hollywood, and I was young. In the hallways and the projects, we had nothing to do. We would bang on the wall and make it beat, and we would just start running our mouth. And I was coming through the projects one day, and Mona and Lisa, that were their names, but Mosky and City Slim, they were in the hallway, and they was just rapping. And I walked through the projects, thinking I'm cute, thinking I'm bad, in Brownsville. And I had to represent. And I went into the corridor. I said, y'all don't know how to rap. I know how to rap. And I just started rapping. Always wanted to be seen. You know what I mean? I was that type of girl. I always wanted to be seen in a good way because I was a dancer and I wasn't afraid. Let me just say that. Not being seen because I was light-skinned with green eyes and long hair and had a nice body like a Coca-Cola. So I was seen. Or I was sawed. But I went to the projects and just began to rap. And they had a group called the Playgirls. And they said, you want to be in the group? I said, sure. So Marky D from Fat Boys, we used to always practice in Brownsville. He used to live in East New York. And after school, we used to come together in each other's homes and just write lyrics and different stuff. But City Slim, out of the Playgirls, wrote all the lyrics. So I never really wrote any lyrics. I'm going to be very, very honest. But I had the spunk. I was spontaneous. I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid. I was a go-getter. And I guess my personality and my character carried Sparky D, and that's what happened. Yes, I would make my own stuff up, but the Playgirls, City Slim, that's how I got into the Playgirls. City Slim would really be the writer, and that's what we did. We would practice what City Slim wrote, and we would just, go to different block parties in different communities, like Bedford-Stuyvesant, and perform, and we win. We win everything, every talent show that we've done. And that's how we became the Playgirls. Actually, we won $100. And then we had somebody was in the crowd. His name was Rob. And he said, I could take y'all to Power Play Studios and meet Spyder-D. But before I get to that story, we would go up to the Bronx. Because, the us girls, Shy-Rock and them, we hear them on cassette tapes and they were out. And we just thought we were bad, because Brooklyn against the Bronx. And that's what we did. It wasn't no killing at this time. We, going against each other. And that's that movie B Street was out. And we would just be a part, be in that same circle and wanted to connect. So we went to B Street and that's how people begin to know us. So we were different parties. But Rob said, I'm going to take y'all to Power Play Studios to meet Spyder-D. Now check this out. I told Mosky and City Slim, no matter what you do, don't act like you know Spyder-D and he's all of that because he had that song out, Smurfy's Dance, if you remember that. We just knew he was one of these rappers and that he had a hot song back then. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, Smurf that body across the floor, So we was excited. We going to meet Spyder-D. And we went into the Power Play Studios. And actually, Spyder-D turned on some music. And we didn't wait for Spyder. We just started rapping. And we blew him away. And actually, Kurtis Blow was in the studio at that time. And he was like, whoa, these girls is hot. And Isaac Kennedy was going to do a movie, and they were looking for some girls. But Kurtis Blow wanted the Playgirls as well. But we didn't know that back then. And Spyder-D was like, no, these are my girls. So we didn't make the movie for Isaac Kennedy, because I guess, he was working with Kurtis Blow. But we didn't know Kurtis Blow wanted us. but we're glad it happened the way it happened and the way it turned out. We thank God for Spyder-D. Our first song for the Playgirls was Our Picture of a Man, and that was on Sutra label. But before we went to Sutra label, we had a big show at the Encore. Russell Simmons, Houdini, Divine Sounds, Force MDs, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, all of them have records now. The Playgirls didn't have a record yet. And I'm not bragging or boasting, but I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. The Playgirls turned it out, and I promise you, I'm going to get you that CD. It's in my drawer home in Atlanta. I'll send you a copy. You see for yourself. We shut it down. We had the white satin suits on, with the black in our gloves. You have to hear it for yourself. We shut it down. And that's when Russell said, yo, I'm signing these girls to Rush Productions. No, we didn't know, but we know Russell Simmons that, even back then his name was ringing bells. He had an office on 28th Street in Broadway, and it was Rush Productions, and the rap game was new. So these are stars, to us, these are stars, but we didn't act like, they stars. We really didn't. We didn't because it was normal because we're in the hood, we're kids, we're growing up, and we really wasn't making no money yet, but Run DMC, that's Russell and them brother. And when they came out with 2 years ago, a friend of mine, we're like, yo, we in the crew, we something. We knew we were something then, but to be a part with Kurtis Blow and Houdini and the rest of them, and Cool DJ Red Alert and Chuck Chill Out and everybody, it was just awesome. No, we didn't know nothing about Russell. But I was with Russell when he had one phone and one phone line. I was with Russell from the beginning. And he taught me a lot. I was with Russell when he was going over the phone, with Profile Records, with Corey Robinson, just learning a lot. Russell took heed to all of us, taught us well, was teaching us the game, and again, Russell Simmons is great, but I was with him when he had one phone line, when Heidi Smith really held up Russell Simmons. That's the true story. Heidi Smith was a beast. On the phone. That was his secretary. And then Bill Camaro came. Phenomenal man. The photography and everything that he did for him. Bill Adler. I'm talking about Bill Camaro. I Want My Money, But You're Dead, and that's B-Boy Records. I'm sorry, everybody. Bill Adler. And from there, Lyor Cohen came in. And he was about 6 feet, 6'2". We call Lyor Cohen Baby Huey. We come from a rich family, act like he was broke. I don't know. He was in college. I don't know his story, but some days he didn't have any money. Lyor Cohen, we were buying pizza and all of that stuff, but he wanted out to own Warner Brothers. I'm going to be very honest with you. I never forget. My mother was sitting on the toilet in the projects. You leave the door open. And I said, Mom, I want to become a star. I'm going to be a star, I promise. If I don't become a star before I'm 20, I promise I'll go to college. And I said, I walk with the capital F. I had faith, Mom, but not knowing what faith was. I mean, she introduced us to Jesus Christ, raised up in the capital, but I didn't really know the meaning of faith. And I said, I walk with the capital F. And she allowed me to do it. And I only needed 3 more credits to get out of high school. But again, I made Sparky's Turn, and it was a hit. And I didn't get those 3 credits, man. And I didn't get the 3 credits. I didn't get a high school diploma. Going state to state, going on tour around the world. Russell Simmons really loved me. He believed in me. That was significant for me. He was getting ready to make a Barbie doll out of me. I was going to have the first Barbie doll, but I would say, who effing world is this? And he was going to make a doll out of Run It, but he couldn't because Run would say, who effing house is this? But it was phenomenal coming out of projects. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, making $3,500 a day. Really? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday back then? Coming out of the projects. The fame, just how it makes you feel. In awe, and write on magazines, in the Beat magazine, and all those other magazines that was out. It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. Sure, we was in Russell Simmons' office, and I needed a DJ because shows were coming left and right. Norby Walters, Carol Lewis, who now works for William Morris, the big agency, and Russell Simmons. Everybody was calling, a lot of promoters from around the world. And, ironically, Chuck Chill Out, And Red Alert was at the office. Didn't have a clue. And Russell said, you need to pick a DJ now. Pick which one you want. And I never forget, Red had his bag over and he had his jacket on, a red jacket that says Kiss, and so did Chuck Chill Out. And I looked, I said, I'll take the cat with the red hair. You know, and I thank God. I love you, Chuck Chill Out. I love you, Chuck Chill Out. But I thank God that I picked Cool DJ Red Alert. Red Alert is not only my DJ, he's my brother. He's my shadow, I'm his. I mean, he been there even in the midst of my whole drug scene. He's just always there for me. Red Alert is more than a DJ to me. Even to this day, I wouldn't sign a contract or I wouldn't do anything in the entertainment business unless I talk about it with Red first. Red was very, very funny. He's very humble, number one. Number two, if he say he's gonna be there, he's gonna be there. He is just very, very funny. Have you ever met him? He's just a phenomenal guy. And we used to laugh at Cool DJ Red Alert. Because I used to say Red, and my brother was my manager, and this is so funny, I used to laugh at Red, and Red knows this. His answer machine back in the days used to say, please leave your name, number. I said, Red, what are you trying to say? Please leave your name and your number. And we used to just laugh, but Red Alert is nothing but love. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat it, but Red Alert was workable. You tell Red this is what you want, that's what you got from Red. But on the same token, just because I was Red's MC, if Red didn't like a record, he didn't play it on Kiss. If it's whack, he will. Red would be like, he'd be like, nope, LB, like, get rid of that, get rid of that. He'll say, go back to the studio, but Red is a great guy. I'm going to be very honest with you, talking about hip hop. And no matter what, we need to love each other and be with each other. But I have 5 fingers, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I thank God for Salt. Salt never forgets. Salt. I love Salt-N-Pepa, but those are my girls. I love them. I'm great. Hey, ladies, I love you. I love you. But Salt will always tell me that, and I have to give a shout out to my girl MC Lyte. MC Lyte, even when she does interviews now, people tell me, you didn't hear Lyte? She said she got her voice from you and I was an inspiration. A lot of girls tell me that, but the significant names I can tell you is Lyte and it's Salt, but it is what it is. Love them all. I'm still Sparky D. They know where they got it from. So they heard it first on today. They know where they got it from. And I don't mean no harm by saying it, but a lot of men, a lot of groups, a lot of men. Big Daddy Kane always encouraged me, always say, girl, you bad. MC Shan, all of them. Ice-T, that was my boy back then. Ice-T, I used to go sleep in his bed and he'd go to Venice Beach and be with Darlene, different things. Ice-T and, all of them. All the men really say, girl, you are bad. Even Michael Jackson, you know what I mean? Dwayne Wayne, not even other rappers, but a lot of men from the field, they give me my props. I never forget I was in the bathroom and I was young and it was a 35-year-old back then. I was 18, 19, and this lady was 35 years old. And she literally had a picture in her wallet of me crying, but she didn't know I was in another stall. And I'm like, she didn't know I was in the stall, but I hear her talking to her friends in the bathroom. I'm like, how in the world I'm going to get out of here? And she was like, oh, I got to see. And they had to call security because she was fainting that I was on the show. And then another time I was with Roxanne, Shante, and we were in Philly, and people just banging on the limos, the limousine. Oh, Sparky, just literally crying. Crying. So I love my fans. I love how they love me, and I love them back. So I would say the fans. How I give back to people, even in hip hop, how I uplift people, how I encourage people, how I always helping somebody else, pushing and telling them you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Just being there for them when many of them call me even to this day and cry and weep, and I'm constantly pushing them. No matter what they have and no matter what they do, even promoters, they always call on me when they want me to go to a party or a BET Awards or a show or something else because they need the spunk of Sparky D. But when you need them, they're never there for you. So, and then I'm a beast. I'm a beast. You know, when I pick up the microphone, I'm no joke. Then and now. And that kind of touched me. So you got me in tears. Ooh, Sparky D in tears.
Appreciate you sharing that.
Well, I'm going to be very honest with you. When we grew up, we loved each other. You know, we had our fights, you know, no guns. You know, the older guys and the gangsters did the guns and everything. But the younger children today are just killing people. Our older elders and just running rapid. The Crips, the Bloods. Brownsville wasn't like that. You know, we loved each other. We were with each other. We encouraged each other. You know, if you need a sugar, I'm going to give you sugar. If you need ketchup, we're going to get ketchup. Can I borrow $1? Can I do this? It was nothing but love. Now it's nothing but killings. But I can say the police is out there now, you know, constantly. I don't even think you could ride a bike on the sidewalk. Brownsville is what it is, and it is what it is. And I love coming from Brownsville. I wouldn't have wanted to grown up nowhere else but the Ville. Because that's what's in me, and that's what made Sparky D. Because I took to the streets as my family. Thank God for the generation that's here. I thank God for their music. I'm not talking bad about them or anything, but come on, stop portraying something that you're not. Stop teaching our kids how to have sex in the records. Stop teaching them about a Percocet. You know what I'm saying? And all kind of different drugs. Ladies, keep your clothes on. Because if you got to take your clothes off, you don't have no skills. You don't have any skills. So stop thinking you have skills. You know, I'm not knocking you with the fake titties, with the fake butts and all. I'm not. But back then, my butt didn't look like Chirac's butt. You follow what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just wish they have more positive music than teaching our youth. It's just really bad. It's just disgusting. It's not even music. It's not even music, but my hat goes off to the ones that's out there now. Thank God for them because they're keeping it going. But come on. I mean, it has to come to a point in time. Music's supposed to be fun. You know, talk about some party stuff. You ain't got to talk about drugs all the time. You don't even do drugs, really. Let me tell you something. I like how you asked that question. No one ever interviewed me and asked that question. I thank God for what I've done. I thank God for that. I learned so much, even in the midst of it. We're not even going to talk about the demise of the back because, you know, this is my first interview that I'm not going to talk about it. And my life is all over the place. You know, I mean, speaking about that, and I'm not ashamed to tell it. But you know what? I love the way you asked. I love it. I thank God I've done it. I thank God I won't do it again, but I thank God I've done it because I learned so much about me. I learned so much about God. I learned so much about people because guess what? It wasn't about me. It was about me going through what I went through to help someone else for a time as this. So yes, I'm not mad at all. Even where I'm at, even trying to get back in my career, I'm not mad at all. I'm happy for where I've been through, and I'm happy where God is leading me to. So I'm okay with it. So I like how you asked that question. Wow. No, I always wanted to be a doctor and just afraid of math. I was just really afraid of math, you know, just really afraid of math. But you know what? I'm a doctor in my own right. You know, I'm a pastor now. You know, I'm in hip hop gospel now. You know, I wrote a book called From the Pit to the Palace. It's on Amazon, so go get the book, you guys. But the palace is not tangible things. It's just abiding under the secret place of the Almighty, learning about me, learning to become a better mother, learning to become a better wife, learning to become a better MC, learning just the ways of life, you know, and looking straight forward and doing what I have to do. So I don't regret anything. I love it all. I thank God for Roxanne, Shante. We were straight enemies. I mean, I didn't like her. She didn't like me. I didn't even know the girl. But that's just, you know, in the entertainment business, you know, one had to be better than the other. And we didn't like each other at all. I mean, it was terrible. You know, Mr. Magic, rest in peace. You know, he would be on WBLS. I tell you, I got stories. You got the wrong one talking to you. I can give you some stuff. And I got to know some real stuff. And I'm trying to hurry up because I know we're on the time limit. But Mr. Magic and Molly Ball was on WBLS. Kool DJ Red Alert was on KISS. The tension got so heated that BLS and KISS started going against each other. It was real. This was real. But we became friends. And you'll see that part in the movie when the first time I ever spoke to her. So I can't say too much about that. But We're best of friends now. That's my sister. I love her. She hosts my wedding. Whoever would have thought of that. She hosts my 50th birthday party. But I can say this about Roxanne, Shante, and Sparky D. Just because we're friends, if we're on the same show today, she's doing her, and I better do me. And after that, we'll have a drink, whether it's a pop, water, whatever. But Mr. Magic taught us that, regardless that we're enemies, at the end of the day, we'll have a drink at the end. So you put her on stage and put me on stage, you're going to get the raw. Ain't no friendship, because I'm entertaining, so is she. Everybody wants to be the best. I love to dance, and you really want to know what I really like to do for fun? I like to go to the casino. I'm just going to keep it real, tell the truth, and say to the devil, I love going to the casino. I don't go often, but when I do, I just have a great time. But with music, I love just teaching the girls when they do their little step teams in junior high school and high school. I love being there for them. In the community, I love feeding the homeless. I just love helping people. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, music. I'll be very honest with you. My thing is helping people. Not about me. Don't worry about me. The thing I would like for people to know is follow your dreams. If you have a dream, continue to believe in your dream. If you have a vision, write down every vision you can. My boy Archie always says that. And just know that God has your back like a jacket. And on the roughest day, in spite of what it looked like, in spite of how you feel, in spite of what you're going through, know that God is working behind the scenes. And continue to follow your dream, and your dream can come true, and it will come true. It's your girl, Sparky D. I love you. We love you. And never forget that you are somebody. Peace.